I was Spence mandatory for probably maybe 2 years, and I was calling Spence out, right. And I calling Bud out, you know, and I was Bud mandatory after he fought Spence. So the Devin situation, he said I called and they had to fight for 52 or something like that. I called him to fight him at 52 or something like that.
Did he say that on our show?
I
know he was saying who.
I don't know.
He was saying who's Boots though. On our show he said who Boots, but I don't think he mentioned a weight though. But what do you
think I heard him say something about that I offered to fight at 52. That's not what happened. After I had decided to move up, you know, after everything was going on, I decided to move up and, you know, move to 54. We get a call back a couple days later. He like, me and my team, they like, yo, would you fight Devin at 152? I said, yeah. I'm like, I ain't fighting 54 yet. I can make 52. Like, I'm like, yeah, why not? I'm like, yeah, we never heard nothing back after that. And that's another thing. People be painting these false narratives and saying that I ducked this person. How I ducked him? Right. I said, yeah. But y'all don't know that because y'all don't know what's going on behind closed doors.
So do you think that people, sometimes these fighters will say that just to create that narrative that he didn't want to fight me?
That, and I think people be using, I think people be using my name because they know what they think I'm not going to say nothing. But now I feel like they're gonna watch themselves. So.
Yeah. Now you're gonna start saying what you feel.
Right.
Anybody you want to air out?
I see them. I see them.
See, you still quiet.
Yeah, I'm quiet. Because I don't really be trying to talk to them. That's really ain't me. But like, they crazy. I'm telling you, they crazy.
You know, look, obviously your name was attached to Virgil in that fight.
This is another example. No one believes that Zayas is gonna beat Boots. Zayas has an opportunity to rise, learn something about himself. The world learns something about him. Boots beating Zayas, what does that actually say about Boots?
He dusted another nigga off that was in his way.
Okay.
You got some belts. You a champion. I need them belts.
Okay. Now, if Boots had went up from 147 and went to fight him at 154 for the first time, instead of getting his feet wet with the other fight, because he had a 54 fight, right? Right?
Yeah.
People would have thought different about it with Boots. But being that he got the 54 and he got his feet wet, they say, oh yeah, he's official at a 54. He going to. So it doesn't necessarily have the same storybook opportunity for Boots. Being a what is it going to make him?
Two-way division.
Two-way division champion is about all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think Virgil, he beat Virgil because of some people that say he's going to lose to Virgil. So that would now have been Boots' opportunity to shine, shock the world, learn about himself, and all the other shit. I think, respectfully, it's another day at the office for Boots. Now, Devin, going up to 154, can he do it? Is Xander too big? They expect, it's a different level of expectation. You see what I mean? So I mean, when you talk about you putting yourself in that as a fighter, putting himself in that
even
kind of
Devin
position.
Fighting Boots, I think the general public would say that.
Yes, exactly.
Boots is too big.
Exactly.
We're gonna talk about Boots on the way to the JO. Basically, let's talk about Boots. So, we talked about Haney and being Spence mandatory, and Bill Haney told Gilly that the Xander fight is not gonna be a happy ending. Like it's not the ending, you know. It's not gonna give him this big, you know, celebration like I made it or knocked the door down. I think he said the Virgil Ortiz fight was gonna do that. I'm gonna speak on that. But let's start off with him saying I was Spence mandatory, I was Bud mandatory and all this. Man, that motherfucker wasn't ready. He just be taught. The thing about it is this, and I'm gonna make this a nice long video. This is a video I had on my notes. I didn't even look at my notes this morning, but I usually try to write down the shit I want to do. Let me say this first and foremost. Let's start the video off this way. He's been very disrespectful to Xander Zayas. He does not consider Xander Zayas a threat. He's very dismissive. He's not using Xander Zayas to promote this fight. He's using Bud, and people say, well, he was asked a question. When Crawford is asked about fighting Floyd Mayweather, he don't say, I'm gonna knock out Floyd Mayweather, or I'm gonna do this. No, he respects Floyd Mayweather. He has PR training. These fighters don't have no PR training. you know what? Hey man, what you think about you and Bud? Well, Bud retired, so I mean that's the fantasy fight. But you know, I like myself versus anybody. But Bud's a hell of a fighter. You know, he's done his thing. If you ever want to come back, then maybe we could discuss it. They don't know how to answer questions. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Hearn invests all this money in him. You know, get a PR guy or talk to him on how to answer questions. That's how you answer the question, right? And he's using everybody, you know, to promote this fight. But Virgil Ortiz and Zayas, he should be knocking Virgil Ortiz's name through the mud. He should be dogging that dude out. He should be dogging that dude out. Dragging him in, he ain't talking about Zayas. He ain't talked about Zayas. Only thing he talking about is Bud, Arrow. I was Arrow mandatory for 3 years and it didn't happen and I don't understand. It's like, bro, it is what it is. You know, if Earl get on the right track, and I think people are willing to have that conversation to see that fight. But we know how the politics go. You know, Virgil Ortiz was waiting. He had a chance at Bud. He said no. You had a chance at Bud. You said no. That's just what it is. You know, that's what it is. I remember Earl Spence told one of Deion's sons, I don't know if it was Shador or Shiloh, that I'd knock your daddy out. Deion was like, hold on, nigga. That's disrespectful. He said, go get your daddy and I'll knock your daddy out. You don't go around disrespecting people. I'm gonna knock you out. You don't play like that. Even in the context with Bud is now a regular, not coming back to retire. But what he doing is pretty much, you know, the Keyshawn do it, Shakur do it. A lot of these coon ass fighters do it. They basically use the fan base that hate certain black fighters or certain fighters in general, and they try to switch sides. But at the end of the day, when they come to you fighting their own, they throw you to the wolves, fam. They have no awareness of their blackness or how this shit work. But yeah, he focused on everything but Xander Zayas. When I hear Xander Zayas talk about the fight, he like himself, but he respect Boots. Boots has no respect for Xander Zayas. He has none. This whole build-up is more about everything that could have been Devin, T.O., Errol, Terrence. You know, the two motherfuckers he should be, you know, putting belts to ass to. It should be Xander Zayas and Virgil Ortiz. But it ain't no different from a lot of these coon ass niggas in the industry. They'll never had no spoke for the Brown or the Brads. Hector or Brad, none. None. Think about how much of a self-hating motherfucker Shakur is. He was dating a racist ass Hispanic. Think about that for a minute. And then spared our brother of a knockout that he should have beat the fuck out of him. Come on, man, wake up. But then, you know, we go on and we could talk about, you know, Jaron and you know, the Devin Haney situation. Guess what? Soon as the spot got hot, you vacated. Oh, I couldn't make the weight no more. Get out of here. Don't tell that to a dude like Devin and T.O. who was struggling to make 135 and they got down to make it. You already got an advantage. You bigger, stronger. You the greatest thing since Roy Jones. You couldn't make the weight no more. Nah, these niggas avoid. They know that they not that good. I keep telling y'all that. Because if you that nigga and you comparing yourself, you'll knock Bud out. Bud came to 54 and fought the best guy he could fight. He went to 68 and fought the best guy that he could fight. You went to 54, it ain't fight a top 15 guy. You fought Lima Bean. No amateur career, no father figure. You got a partner, nigga. Starting to darken my heart and get to my liver. You know, you didn't fight nobody. Talking about, I knocked Bud out, but you asked Turkey for 2 tune-ups to fight Virgil Ortiz. Man, shut the front door and the side door and the back door. You know, it's hilarious. Gucci Mane had a song called Ridiculous. It's hilarious, hilarious. Soon as you start to fight guys of certain ilk and they said, we'll fight you, ain't nobody avoiding you. How somebody avoiding you when T.O. said what it do? When Devin Haney said, what up, though? And you went to go fight Lima Bean. You ain't go to 54 and get Fondor, get Virgil Ortiz, respectable. You went to get lima bean. Bro, he a joke. I keep telling y'all, look how he moving. He not that guy. He not that guy. I remember Floyd Mayweather was talking about Manny Pacquiao. And he said, where was he at in 96? He said, when you got a name in boxing, you know, you kind of been hot. All of a sudden, where was Pacquiao at 96, 97? And he was telling the truth. Same thing with Boots. This motherfucker 30 years old. He'll be 29 in June. You know, he'd be like, T.I., look what I got. Nobody on your resume. But let's talk about what Bill Haney said. So Bill pretty much said that Xander, he not going to get the credit that's going to cross him over. I'm paraphrasing. To fight Xander, that comes with Virgil Ortiz. The reason why the Virgil Ortiz fight is so much more, Virgil is a known commodity. Virgil seen that got power. Virgil's a good athlete. Virgil's a good fighter. We seen Virgil in the trenches, the whole nine, you know? And a lot of people ain't seen Xander. You know, Xander, you know, beat Barroso. He beat Barroso off TV. When he won the WBO, I don't even know who he beat to get the WBO. It was vacant. He fought, I don't remember what network that was on. So a lot of people ain't seen a lot of Xander. And people see Virgil knocking people out, Virgil with Oscar. So, you know, he been on his own. They've been showcasing him. So, and it's a fight that people wanted to see since the glamour division known as 47. 54 in the glamour division. This is a glamorous 47 fight that didn't happen because of Crawford and Spence holding the division up, which it still may not have happened. It's a glamour fight from 47, from a glamorous division. So that's people want to see it. But he right. When he beat Xander Zayas, because I mean, if he beat him, most people believe he will. So let's just say when he beat Xander, it's not going to cross him over. People won't say, who did Xander beat? Xander didn't beat nobody. He going to get his Negro boxing wake-up call. I'll tell you that right now. He going to get his Negro boxing wake-up call. Just like he forgot the Negro wake-up call he got with Virgil Ortiz. He forgot that real quick, fast, and hurry. The minute he got in that ring and pressed Virgil Ortiz and looked like the Broad Street bully, them Hector still say, nah, we don't care if you help Canelo. Canelo didn't win anyway. You didn't really help Canelo. Fuck it, this Amistad looking ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? He forgot that Negro wake up a call, but you know, these niggas gonna continue to do that, man. And you know, but Bill right, this fight ain't gonna cross him over. I don't even think, in my opinion, it validates him. I don't even think this fight gonna validate him. I think people gonna still say Xander wasn't good, Xander was premature. This really is just, in the real talk, in the public eyes, it's really just a win-win for Xander. A win for, if Xander win, he cross over to a superstar. Boots win, he semi-validated. Even if he knock him out in the first round, he semi-validated. It ain't gonna be like, oh, Boots finally got a real guy in the knob. It's still gonna be questions to be had. Well, Virgil would have knocked him off, but Virgil could have did it. You know, that's what it's gonna be. So the Bill ain't lying. This ain't gonna cross him over. This ain't even a pay-per-view worthy fight. This should be on the regular DAZN. Therefore, that's when I did the video about Roy Jones Jr. kind of crying about Zuffa coming in, because these niggas just see boxing bowing down to the UFC. Hey, blame Zuffa. But y'all don't even know the financial backing that Zuffa got with Turkey. That Endeavor group, whatever that group that own WWE, you can't compete with their dollar. They all through Hollywood, biggest agencies, own the WWE. You know, but now it's to the point where, you know, you feel less than. But if these dudes fought each other, it shouldn't be a problem. When you got a fight like Ennis and Xander Zayas going on pay-per-view, they shouldn't even be getting that much money for this fight. This ain't no pay-per-view type of fight. This is a regular HBO championship after dark boxing. It's a regular HBO fight, you know, but that's the problem with boxing. Even the good shit is behind the paywall. How can you build a brand and motherfuckers ought to pay $80 a month, $20 a month? I think Coach Malachi said the DAZN took $50 out of his account 1 month. I'm like, nigga, $50 for what? For what? You know, but hey, it is what it is, or it is what it ain't. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Peace.